10.
Got your clap, dude? One more time.
Make it clap.
There you go. I don't want to step all over your claps.
I've been listening to a lot of Sean Paul.
Sean Paul.
Sean Paul.
I like that dude a lot. I actually I went on a Sean Paul tangent the other day.
Ooh.
Bro, Sean Paul when I was a kid was like the coolest shit in the world. The video for what is it?
The one in the basement?
The one in the basement.
Yeah,
but then
Get Busy.
They basically, so the director of
Isn't
that video
Get Busy?
Get busy.
recreated that video for Rihanna and Drake when they did One Dance. It's like the same exact video.
Oh, that's cool.
Same dude. Very Canada vibes, but like the part where like the old Jamaican guy's like quit banging on the radiator or whatever is like so tight. I remember being like a undersexed teenage, which is a theme in my life, and just being like, I want to go to that party so bad, so I could just like stand in the corner and not talk to girls. Like,
yeah, I wouldn't have talked to girls at that party either, but I had the same thought when I saw the
tight
video.
as
I was
hell,
like,
though.
dude.
I had a moment where I was
Somehow-
like, I should start singing this at karaoke. And then I looked up the lyrics and I was like, there's no way I'm able to sing this in karaoke. Like, it's so fast and challenging.
Yeah. And it's got like an accent.
Well, a lot of the
would be-
words are like, they're all spelt weird in the karaoke that I was looking at.
Yeah, because
because
like
it's in
phonetically.
patois. Yeah, it's like
yeah.
GWAL.
Yeah, direct that booty out, stop to the beat, yeah, shake that.
If you do it, you do this. If we ever go to karaoke, because we've talked about like
Yeah.
going to karaoke before.
Yeah.
If one of you guys does like glue, so that I can come on stage and be the hype man who calls out the dances. I don't know if you remember. There's a part of that song where he's like, "Signal the plane, nana, signal the plane," and like they all have it was the era of like early dance instructions in songs for like a new generation.
Yeah.
So it's like signaling the plane is just like taking your hands and like waving them over like this, like you're on a deserted island, right?
But isn't like Sean Paul was like a dance hall
Signal the plane.
artist, so that was like a thing in that kind of music.
Oh, all that shit. Yeah. No, that was like Elephant Man had a bunch of songs that were just like. It's like row the boat, and it's like you're just literally like air rowing a canoe, and that's why that one was really fun because it was like the crossover American hit where now all these like undersexed teens are like, I know if I do those dances at the house party in the basement, dude, I will get laid.
Get Busy, I got really into that song because it was the easiest song to play on Dance Dance Revolution 2 Extreme Remix.
Oh, was it?
The game. It's weird how they have this really, long title, but it was the easiest. It was the easiest song in the whole game, and because when I was in college, my friends were really into playing Dance Dance Revolution, and I was the worst. You can't be. Bjorn can't be I don't like being the worst in the room.
That's
I can
fair.
be. I don't need to be the best. I just don't like being the ground floor.
I feel like if we had a contest for anything, things that you hate, you'd be like, well, fuck it. I got to take one for the team and win. Like,
but I that was the song that I practiced over and over and over until I
Sean
could play
Paul
it.
Get
Sean
Busy.
Paul Get Busy.
Nice.
Yeah. Because it was easy.
So you
song.
dance. Is that one where you have the pad on the floor?
Yeah.
With
calling
the
it,
dance on
calling
it?
it dancing is a bit of a stretch.
It really
You
is.
step on the corners of
You
it.
rhythmically step. Yeah.
Here's the key to it.
But
Not that
that's
anybody
dancing,
needs this.
arguably.
If you take anything away from this episode, it's the key to Dance Dance Revolution. It's thinking about keeping your core of your being in the middle of the pad.
Oh.
Because the mistake that everybody makes is when you go to one side or the other is you lean. But no, you have to think about keeping your body in the center. You have to stay centered.
You got to river dance.
Yeah, you're essentially
gotta,
river
like-
dancing. You need it because I
okay.
realized I could play it better if I was sitting down. Because when you're standing up,
'Cause it's-
you tend to
then
want to
it's
like
just
lean
It's
and
just
lean
four
forward.
places that you can have your
But you
feet.
have to think
So you
about
like-
keeping your center. And if you do that, then you're fucking river dancing. You're right. It's river dancing, really. But that's the key to it.
That's
and once
river-
that unlocked
Good
the
to
whole
know.
game for me.
That's
Nice.
river dancing. What is this?
Oh, this
What are we
is
doing right now?
Size
This
10
is Size 10
Podcast.
Podcast, yeah.
I'm Bjorn RG. You can find me on Instagram, Skate Cub.
I'm Nick Scalzone. I'm at Nick Scalzone Comedy.
And we got Terry behind the ones and twos.
And we're drinking
Or the iPad, if you will.
we're drinking ranch water.
We're drinking ranch water today. This is seltzer for not pussies. That's what it is.
When you need a little testosterone.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the
Actually, though,
seltzer.
I got it.
As for being not pussies, it's advertising that it's 80 calories and 4 8% alcohol by volume.
Hell
so it
yeah.
might
Yeah.
be for pussies.
It might be for. Wait, calories are for pussies?
80 calories.
That's
What
like,
is that?
That's
Is that good or
normal.
bad?
No, counting calories.
What is the calorie count of a bush latte?
95.
What's a bush latte?
95
Calories.
and I think 4.1%.
It's 4.1.
Is
you
it
got that.
more or less manly to have calories?
Dude, there's
Or
3.2
is it-
grams of protein in this. Are you kidding me right now?
Yeah, bro.
Like, this could be my
Fucking
post-workout.
Protein,
Yeah,
bro.
10th of a Cliff Bar. Yeah, that'll really put you over the edge. That's gonna really maximize your gains.
There's
Bjorn.
3. There's how many grams of protein?
3.2.
Yeah, so if you drink a sixer of those, that's like
Yeah, you could have 6 of
that's
those or like 4
almost
peanuts.
20 grams of protein, dude. That's like most of a serving.
All right, so this is 95 carbohydrates, and they didn't even call it carbs. They went for the whole word.
Carbohydrates.
Well, you know what they call it in Europe?
What?
Royale with cheese.
No,
they call it,
Royale with cheese.
they call
No.
it energy.
No, dude. You're reading this wrong. Calories 95, carbohydrates 3.2 grams, protein less than 1 gram.
Oh,
This
So
is
you
what
need
they're
a
tuning
lot
in for.
more
This is
of
what
these.
everyone's tuning in for our nutritional facts of domestic beers and hard seltzers.
So Busch Light is not the number one post-workout choice if you're going for gains.
if you're going for gains.
Now let's see the protein, but the protein content
What's
of
the
ranch
protein?
water is 0.
It's 0. Because it's pretty much water.
Right, but Busch Light has less than 1, but if they're saying less than 1, that means greater than 0. So Busch Light is better after a workout than ranch water.
All right. Well, I got this kind of ironically, just for fun. I was just like, all right, I got the ads. I'm going to, I buy the dumb shit that I get ads for all
Yeah.
the time. And I was like, I'm just going to try it. I actually got the.
We've got a podcast about sneakers. Marketing works on us.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, we fall for it. I got a pair of sneakers today? No, yesterday.
I bought you some sneakers yesterday.
Oh.
I'm not going to
I bought
tell you what
myself,
they are.
which feels
Upcoming
weird.
holiday episode.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mark your calendars.
foreshadowing.
Yeah, mark your calendars. It's coming up. But we did just have Thanksgiving. How was your Thanksgiving?
My Thanksgiving was pretty good. It
Yeah.
was. I went home to Montana. I was gone for a couple of weeks. I'm back now. It's okay. Yeah, we didn't eat turkey.
You
we
didn't
had,
eat turkey. Neither did we.
We had pork. What did you do for
Terry
Thanksgiving?
made.
Oh, what did
You
we
went-
do for
Oh
Thanksgiving?
my God! I want him to describe because I
Yeah.
can't even remember.
Let's hear about it.
All right, I got to do this
was-
rapid fire.
yeah.
If you could speed this up in post, that'd be great. I made pernil, which is like roast pork with garlic and a
Okay.
bunch of other stuff. I made chicken tinga. I made.
Dude, I didn't have it on the day. It's because like I'm gonna cut in. Terry he's brilliant. He bought a whole bunch of those like Chinese takeout things, and he's like,
Oh.
take as much as you want.
Mm-hmm.
I took a
Nice.
bunch of that tinga and had it for lunch the next day. Cold, just cold, and I was like, I would go to this restaurant. Like I would go. I want this in a taco. Oh my God, dude, it was so good. I mean, I stuffed myself at Thanksgiving, but I skipped that just because there was no room on my plate.
It was also kind of a little unwieldy. It was in a big pot. It was kind of wet.
It was a little
Oh,
intimidating.
is chicken tinga like a crock pot thing? I feel like I've had it at restaurants, but it was like in a burrito. So I'm
yeah,
not
you can make
fully
it like
sure
a lot
what
of
it
different
is.
ways. Generally, it's like it's a little more moist, if you will. But so I had that. I made roast potatoes that were just like straightforward. I made tostones, which are fried plantain, like double fried plantains. Kind of taste like. Excuse me. Tastes like French fries. What else?
Yeah.
I made rice with gandules, which are like pigeon peas, like
Yeah.
kind of like a bean.
I mixed that with the tinga, and it was just like
Oh, wow.
incredible.
I had that for lunch for like the last 3 days. What else? I made a bunch of dessert. I made a mango pineapple serrano
Sorbet.
pepper sorbet, so it's kind of spicy. I made a
Ooh.
blueberry lime ice cream. I made 2 lemon icebox pies.
Damn,
I
dude.
made.
I felt so gross afterwards. And then there was the pork chip things or whatever.
Oh, that's just like
It
the.
was part
like
of the pork.
It's the. I'm blanking right now. Like
And-
some people call them like chicharron, but it's like the pork skin and fat
Mhm.
that gets super crispy and like crunchy, and it's good.
Yeah, like the rinds or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, pork rind. Yeah. And then I feel like there's other shit, but I can't remember. And then people brought stuff over.
Yeah.
But it was like solid and like
My favorite thing about your Thanksgiving was somebody made a vegan thing, and my boyfriend made not a vegan thing, and we were trying to decide. We're like, maybe we should, like, I don't know who's gonna be there. Maybe we shouldn't put bacon and bacon grease in the Brussels sprouts, but we went for it, and they were super good. We just were like, you know what? I'm like, let's just do bacon. And then Terry's just like, all right, is anybody vegan? And
we
zero.
We had one vegan, and they left. It was like a plus one.
Yeah.
And they left pretty early on.
That's right.
And I was asking because we had a ton of stuff that was vegan.
Oh,
like,
totally.
There was multiple items that were. And I think this is like a actually kind of cool thing of the way that at least, I don't know, fucking hippie lefties like me we're like, even if people aren't necessarily vegan, if I can like make a slight minor change and have it be something that everybody can eat, even if they're not there, great. I'll make it with fake chicken stock instead of real chicken stock.
Yeah.
It's simple. So, but yeah, it was good. We had, I don't know, like 14, 15 people.
Yeah.
Everyone hung. It was like the perfect mid-30s Thanksgiving style thing. We ate at 7:30. Everyone is gone by like 10.
Yeah, we were just all tired and stuffed. At least I was. I was just like, I am so full right now.
There was no like, can you get this guy out of my fucking
Oh, there
house?
wasn't?
Nobody got like too drunk. No one like made a fool of themselves. No one. We didn't have any fights. We didn't have like. It was just
no weird politics being yelled.
And like a bunch of people hit me up. Like, and my neighbor came over and was like, "Yo, that was like the best Thanksgiving I've ever been to in my life." And I was only there for like half hour.
She was only there for a little bit.
She loved you.
Really?
Yeah, you and Paul.
Oh, that's awesome.
She was like, "Yeah, I finally got to meet Bjorn. I just saw him when he like came and rode his
motorcycle."
motorcycle."
I would say hi to her when like I'm starting my motorcycle up. There's like, hey, and then like I'd say hi to Charlie, her little dog, who whenever I was starting my motorcycle, you could see it, like they have like a screen door, but there's like a half door, and I could just see the eyes just like.
He was
peeking
just
over.
watching you start the motorcycle.
Oh, she's so cute.
Very
cute.
But yeah, Thanksgiving was good. We did it.
All right, what sneakers did you bring for us today? Speaking of
the real entree for the show.
The entree.
Yeah. This kind of, you could put this thing on biscuits.
Dinner of shoes right here. These are the Yeezy 350 V2 Butter. This is a pair of shoes I've had
now
for a while.
Now I can't help but notice the number on the outside of the box is betraying us a little bit right now.
Is it?
It says 350.
That's not the number I'm talking about.
Oh, the 11.
Yeah.
The 11
size up on these?
Yeah, you size up. Remember?
Yeah.
Remember, mine are way too tight.
And this was like the first pair of Yeezys I ever got, and I thought I wore a size 10.5.
Yeah.
Until a couple years ago, and so I sized up from that, and these are an 11. And you know what? It's totally fine. They probably fit Bjorn perfectly.
I've tried Yeezys on literally one time in this room. If they're a little big, it's not really ruining anything, right?
No, they're not. You're not going to run a marathon in these anyway.
They're very like cushy shoes.
Yeah, they're excellent to sit in.
Yeah, these fit a lot better. Do you want to trade? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, nice.
I'm not sure. These are kind of cool.
We should get to it later.
I
but
like
I'm
these.
starting to get to a plateau moment in my sneaker collection.
Yeah.
I've realized.
Well, these were the first pair of like cool sneakers I ever got. This was like the first, this is the first pair of sneakers I bought. And this
what do you
was
mean? Like hype sneakers.
like any cool sneakers. Like up to
like
this,
something that wasn't purely utilitarian, like I need something on my feet.
right? Like up
This
to
was
this,
your office, go to the office and flex sneaker?
Yeah, this was like the first one I bought for Casual Friday, where I was like, I gotta have some cool shoes. Like before that, I was more into like boots.
Are there other
And,
people
like,
in the office
leather
that are
shoes.
like coming in with
I have
cool shit?
one coworker whose wife works at Nike,
Mm-hmm.
who has every Jordan 3 and every Jordan 4 that's come out in the last decade.
Shut the fuck up. Interesting.
Dang.
And yeah, he has way more shoes than me.
Uh-huh.
So I have one coworker who's really into sneakers. And so him and I
So it's just a back
occasionally
and
talk
forth
about
between the two of you.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah, the two of us. And then there's one guy who randomly has a pair of Yeezys. But
Yeah.
like
Yeezys though are like the everyman sneaker, and I don't say this in a disparaging way. Like
Yeah.
I see so many like just like I don't know, 17-year-old dudes in
Dude,
mesh shorts walking around.
I went to the Adidas store yesterday. There was a total, like, a dad.
Yeah.
Full-blown dad wearing 350s. I was like, okay.
I really feel like that's a very Portland thing, though.
Yeah, because it's like he probably works at Adidas.
Yeah.
And he just needed,
I
like,
see
their
like I
premium
see like
shoes.
old people and stuff where you're just like, what are you doing? Those are.
That being said, I bought a pair of Yeezys for my dad because I thought it was funny. And he likes them.
Yeah, he wears them.
Yeah.
Occasionally. He wears them around the house like slippers because I told him every time I go home, every time I look and they've gone more up in value, I tell him.
Uh-huh.
Just because I think it's fun. And they're like $450 now in value.
And he's just like, I wear these things around the house, man.
And he's just like, yeah, I don't
house
wear
shoes.
these outside. These are too nice.
Funny.
It's hilarious. Like they're worth that much? Well, I wore them, so they can't be worth that much.
I need to throw this out for your dad real quick.
She is a princess.
He's keeping them nice.
I love that he's keeping them clean.
They are pavement
Apple got
princesses,
thrown
though.
back up into the tree on that one.
Yeah.
I like it.
Something we haven't talked about with the 350s, and you really see it on this one, is kind of this like chunky, almost looks like there's like a stitch across the center of them.
Yeah, where the two halves are stitched together, right?
Yeah,
down the
it
middle.
looks like some like Tim Burton
I was
shit.
gonna call
Like,
that out before. Like,
Yeah.
I saw it on the very back of the kind of the heel.
Yeah,
and it
where they're
looks
sewed together
It's
with
almost
rope.
like reminiscent of like that like punk floss
Yep. Oh,
stitching
yeah.
on like
on all of my shit that I wore between
Yeah.
16 and
Did
32.
you know that
what,
that's
like
what they do?
embroidery
Use,
floss?
no, you use
No, you
floss.
use floss.
Oh, floss?
Like
wax floss.
like
tooth floss?
like tooth wax floss. That's what people like real punks like would use to sew their misfits
And me.
patches.
Oh,
I
We all
used
did.
floss for, like,
Snowboarders
everything,
did it because it's like this thick. I don't know. I remember my friend. I'm not gonna say who. He heard that and he was like, he had his girlfriend take all of his patches
yeah. Oh,
off,
shut up.
and then he put
I'm
them on.
so glad
with
you didn't
floss.
say who this is because
Oh
I would
my
clown
God.
this person
You
until
know, you might have met this person.
Oh man.
Just like heard that and then did that. But that's what this stitch that goes across the center of the knit reminds me of. It's just like, because it's that thick. Like, I mean, this is like you'd have to use like the biggest needle to do that. Like
yeah,
that's a
yeah. No,
thick needle.
it's a big machine.
So riddle me this, because I know we've
Yeah.
talked about Yeezys quite extensively, and this is also something we're trying to get better on with the show. If someone's like, I've never seen Kanye West make shoes, what are like the top 3 things for you, Nick, that and put yourself in the shoes, no pun intended, of you when you bought these?
Yes.
What was the 3 highlights where you're just like, fuck, I gotta get these shoes?
Oh, with these, honestly, I knew that Kanye made shoes, and I've always been a Kanye fan. Like I love his music.
Yeah.
Like it's how I got into hip hop, and so I was like, that makes sense as a thing that I would own. Because at the time, I didn't really even care about Jordans because I was like, I don't play basketball.
Right.
I've
yeah.
never played basketball. I run if I have to. Like
if it's an emergency.
yeah, I don't jump over anything. I'm not good at sports. Why would I have basketball shoes? But I was like, okay, I like music. I like hip hop music, and I like Kanye West. His shoes, that's something that
So
makes
this is
sense
like
for
a
me to have.
cultural thing almost, where you're just like, oh, I kind of want to be a part of the club.
Right.
and-
I was
and
like,
again,
I want to
I'm not saying
get.
that in a bad
I
way, but-
wanted to get something that was cool that not everybody had. That was kind of exclusive that was like a flex to bring to the office on casual Fridays.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, Yeezys is probably what I need because it makes sense that I would own that.
I think it was the correct choice. What? Two more things very quickly.
Yeah.
That you like about this shoe.
I do like how comfortable it is. I like the way, like, as a office shoe, ideal.
Yeah.
Excellent shoe to just sit in. Very cushy. Nice to, like, if you got to walk over to someone's desk and stand there, like the boss in Office Space.
Good for recording
can-
a rap album in.
Absolutely. If you're
Great
standing,
studio
if
shoes.
you're standing in the booth, spitting bars, as I often do, these are a great shoe for the booth. I would imagine.
What about like from a design perspective now? And I will say you can break away from the original question of like when you first got them.
Yeah.
Now, as a shoe appreciator, what are some of the things that you're just like, you know what, this is like really sick? I'll throw one out to get you started. The kind of I can't remember what it's called, but like there's no tongue, right? It's all just like kind of seamless, like sock liner.
No, I like that detail too. I do like that these are fully a slip-on shoe. Like they're designed. You could lace them up tighter, but you'll look like a real dork.
It's like Tim's. Like you don't want to lace your shit like football cleats.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're
Every
wearing
time I
Yeezys,
see
you're not
some-
going somewhere where you need your shoes tied.
My
like
favorite
this.
is this heel tab. That like we joke about blowing the back out. It'd be hard to blow the back out on these because it's just all knit. It's nothing.
You do see there are some there are people who will literally wear
they
it
mush
like
them out?
this.
Like,
They
we talked
literally
about this.
stand on it.
You know what though? I kind of respect it because they're
I
doing
don't.
it to Yeezys.
Ugh.
And like, it's one thing when you got the house shoes that you paid $15 for at Kohl's. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
But like, you're like, yeah, I got these 350's, and bro, I'm just gonna wear them like slides. Like, fuck it.
Okay, you know what? I stand corrected. I do appreciate when people beat up expensive
Yeah.
shoes.
I do like this detail. I don't know if it's. I almost want to check on mine.
With the three
I would have.
stripes?
I would have known.
Yeah,
I would have
you've
worn
got 'em.
mine.
They're on all
the
three
three
pairs of
stripes.
mine.
I like this three
I
stripes.
guarantee they're there
in
on
the
yours.
heel tab.
How do we feel about
Texture.
the like what's the word for it? Not the gusset, the pull. The pull on the back of the shoe.
pull?
There's like a big like
So that's a
Yeah,
whole
the-
thing, right?
The
There's
heel
some
tab,
that.
not all the Yeezys have the heel tab. All three pairs of mine do.
Have
but-
you ever used it though? I feel like
Yeah.
you're gonna pull here.
I mostly pull here, but I have used the heel tab on occasion. It's mostly for decoration, though, in my experience.
So
I don't know.
What'd you pay for these? Because you got
I
these.
paid $265 for these because I bought them off of StockX. I struck out on the Adidas website because they dropped the morning that I was flying out, I think, to go home, and in 2018 in the summer, and they dropped. And I was like in the airport fucking around on my phone trying to get them, and of course I didn't because I didn't know how to get shoes. All I knew is they dropped through the Adidas app, so I this is the first time I took part in the clusterfuck that is buying hyped sneakers. Of course I didn't get them. I got back from my trip and I was like, you know what, I still want those, and I went on StockX and they were $265, and I just bought them.
you're like, fuck it. Casual Friday.
And honestly, these are the only
265 actually isn't bad for
this
these.
is yeah, and this at the time they were $220 when they were new, and this is still the only pair of mine that I've bought off of StockX. I've bought pairs off StockX for Bjorn,
That's so funny.
but I've yet to buy another pair off StockX for me.
Really?
Yeah.
I've spent $2,000 at StockX total.
Out of respect, I'm not gonna hit the boo this man button, but
Well,
That's okay.
3 or 4 pairs have been presents, and this kind of
StockX is good for presents.
we've got to get back to this, but it kind of leads into this nicely.
Sure.
I was realizing something today because I before this was looking at my collection and we were talking about how we got presents for each other, and I'm like, fuck, I have 30 pairs of sneakers just in my living room.
I'll be honest,
on a
I
rack.
haven't counted how many I have,
I sat
but
there
I
and
will count
I just feel
after
like
this. I'll know by next episode.
kind of weird because when we started this podcast and we did an episode about those Yeezy butters that we never released.
Yeah, this was our pilot episode
was
that
our
has never
pilot
been released.
unreleased.
We were calling it the shoe game, and then we found out that
That's
one
like
of the
5 things.
like
It's
one
like
of
a
the
big thing.
It's like one of the top sneaker Instagrams in the world. And
How
were
did
just
we
like,
miss that?
I
Yeah.
told you that.
do not know.
Yeah, like literally anybody could have told us, well, that's been taken.
It-
But we were like, dude, the shoe
Let's-
game. Nobody's got
I
something
know. I
called
was
that.
like, let's do it. And so we've
Anyway.
never released it. Maybe we'll release it behind a paywall.
It's
or
okay.
something.
I just had like some hacky COVID jokes.
Yeah, because COVID hadn't.
It
fully
was like
hit
literally
yet.
the week before everything shut down. We
we
did it in my
recorded it.
living room.
Yeah.
With like stand-up mics.
Yep.
Were you
And-
standing up?
No,
we were
we were
sitting.
That would have been so fucking funny if it's just the two of you guys
just
with like a
standing
single
up.
floodlight. And you're
Yeah,
just
we're
like,
just like,
all right, thanks everybody for coming
Hey!
out.
Got the Yeezy butters, and we just made fun of.
That would've been great.
Something they look like a kraken tentacle to me. They always have had that tentacle vibe, like very nautical, like to me. The shape, like
Yeah, I can see it's very like there's a very organic taper to it.
Yeah, like, you know?
organic is maybe like a I
Like a
understand what you're
tentacle.
It's
saying.
a taper. It's like the way a tree branch tapers from being thick at the base to thin at the tip.
Okay.
now that
Yeah,
off
I feel
color
it.
part, was that like that when you got them?
Which
no?
off color?
It looks like it's on the toe. Oh, okay, so that
No, there is
it's
totally
like a gum sole
a
to
gum.
it.
I wear these, so they're
right,
dirty.
but that's
but-
not.
but yeah.
that's, I see it on the.
There's
on the
definitely, like-
StockX one. Okay.
Yeah, there's definitely a brown outsole, like a darker tan-ish, and then this is more of a
Okay. Well,
light yellow,
I didn't realize. I didn't realize that.
cream-ish
Yeah,
color. It is sort of the color of butter. It's called butter, and that's kind of the best way to describe that color.
Yeah.
It's like real pale yellow.
It's like
Butter that's been sitting out on the counter, a little melty.
Yeah, a little melt. It looks like
it's like a buttercream. Like
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
looks like butter looks in a cartoon.
Yeah.
Like if you watch a cartoon where people are having a delicious pancake breakfast
here's what you need.
and there's butter
it
on
looks
it.
like cheap, and I say this as a person who buys this almost exclusively, cheap butter.
yeah.
If you're buying butter from Costco,
Mm-hmm.
that's what it looks like. If you're buying like the Kerrygold shit, it's like golden.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
rich. You look at it, you're like, that's like a good yolk on a good egg, not like the weird neon shits. But
Yeah. No, this looks like the yolk on like a factory farmed egg where it's almost the same color as the white.
So, I mean, you've worn them a lot.
I have.
I have to ask though,
Yeah.
are these are pavement princesses, or are you blowing the back out on them?
I think these are a blow the back out because I've already worn them a bit.
You've almost
Yeah.
blown the back, blow the stitches out on this thing.
Yeah, no,
Oh.
the stitches are
I was gonna
coming
say
out.
we're gonna have to figure out like a new tier. There's
Like-
like blowing the back out and then
Popping the stitches on it.
oh,
Oh, that's so much worse.
I don't like that. That's worse. Ugh.
I just been like today. I was just feeling weird about my collection of sneakers, which is interesting because when we started this podcast, I felt like I needed to catch up, and that's why I've bought so much shit off of StockX.
Yeah, you did go really hard in the first like 4 or 5 months of the pandemic. Granted, some of that may have been just an outlet for anxiety in a turbulent
Yeah.
time.
And
But
then
nonetheless,
And then I had my breakup, and there was like a moment where I was just like, "Fucking treat yourself, Bjorn.
Yeah.
I want these. I'm getting them." I say I didn't you know what I mostly spent money on over the pandemic?
What?
Fucking sneakers. Like
yeah, I
that's-
believe that.
I was like
Well, you
barely
also bought
leaving the
a
house.
motorcycle, but you bought a motorcycle and sneakers.
I bought a motorcycle.
Motorcycle was
sneakers.
pre-COVID.
Was it?
No.
No, I got my driver's license. I got my license pre-COVID.
No, I remember
Mid-COVID,
motorcycle
yeah.
was
Did I wear a mask to the Honda Power Sports?
You
in,
did.
In
We
Beaverton,
wore
Oregon?
masks in Beaverton, and it was a
Yeah.
little weird. And the guy was kind of vibing us because we were wearing masks.
Oh,
I-
and was
I
he like
gave you a mask, and I swear to God, it's the same mask that you still use.
Oh,
that black
yeah.
mask.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
gave you that for
No, I
us
went
to
and
go
bought,
do
like,
that.
a gang of those because like they're great. Yeah, no, I guess you're right. And like,
That was because Terry's the reason I was able to sort of get into motorcycling because
yeah,
there was like
sweet
that.
talked you into bikes.
Well, there was that, but there was that like weird thing of like
Well,
you
Terry
need somebody.
Terry let you store the bike at his place,
let
right?
me store it there. It's still there in his garage.
Garage is getting real
It's
fucking
getting
cool. I'll tell you that
fucking
much.
full of motorcycles. But he also went because like I don't know my way around Beaverton without a GPS.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? That place is weird. I'm getting better, but it's still
No,
weird.
I'm still baffled every
So
time I go.
the idea of buying a motorcycle that I do not really know how to drive yet, and then driving it back to Portland,
Mandatory I-5, by the way.
mandatory. There's no way to
Terwilliger curves.
like you've got to do some bridges.
Yeah.
Like that's jumping off the deep end in a very big way. And so getting it. And the other thing is like I live on a pretty busy road too, so like
Yeah.
I wasn't even that comfortable like driving it in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
And there was like this thing of like how do I get my first motorcycle and learn how to ride it? Cuz like I took the class, but like really you got to go and drive it around town.
Just gotta get miles in
Yeah,
the saddle, baby.
You gotta get miles in the saddle. But like there's that I mean like literally the way that I did it is like I drove it the day you brought it back. I hadn't even put it on insurance yet. I drove it like 2 blocks.
Yeah.
And I was like, I really got to put insurance on this right now where I don't know what I'm doing. Like I forgot I left my signal on. Classic motorcycle.
Shit, yeah.
You got to cancel the signals. And I just drove around with the signal on. Yeah. But like I drove it a couple blocks, then I came back the next day, drove it a few more blocks, and I just like slowly, and then I was driving a couple miles every day, and then I got, and now I feel pretty confident. Like
I feel like
I can manage.
we have a pretty good
but
record of your learning
That's
curve
right.
of the motorcycle because we talked about it a lot.
Because that was like one of the only things I was
listeners would
doing.
like to go back through the catalog, episodes about 8 through 20.
Lots of
I have a
two-wheel talk.
Decent amount of motorcycle talk in there.
I was hard trying to get you to ride, and I still stick to it. That I think you would really like driving
I
motorcycle.
would like it.
But there's that zone that I'm talking about that I think is your biggest hurdle of getting the motorcycle and then B, like doing that first month.
No, you want to
of
know what
riding.
Here's my biggest
and you know
hurdles.
you're going to spend thousands on stupid
Want
shit.
to know my biggest hurdle? Where the fuck am I putting a motorcycle?
In the back of your truck.
No, I put a topper on my truck. A motorcycle will no longer fit.
I mean,
and
you
I
can
don't have a
street
garage.
park it, but that's kind of some
gonna
sketchy shit.
I'm not gonna leave my motorcycle out to be taken away.
It is true.
It'll be thrown through the window of Starbucks next week.
Terry's garage
my fucking
full of
shop.
motorcycles.
I can't do that to Terry. I've got a buddy.
I literally today was thinking of like adding a lean-to on the house for like
Just so you
for like
the
active
motorcycle lot.
motorcycle parking. So like motorcycles that run get parked there, and it's like you don't have to go into the big workshop or anything. And yeah, who fucking knows? Because I bought another bike.
I know.
Like,
it's nice though.
in the
I saw
last
it.
week.
What'd you get?
I bought another Sportster, like just another Harley.
But it's
okay.
shinier and red.
Is it new or
It's
like
newer. It's a 06. My other
Okay.
one's a 95. It's purple, not red.
You gotta meet my buddy
excuse me.
RJ. You guys would get along.
Yeah, I feel
buying
like you would.
old bikes and working on them.
I'm
He
glad you're
has-
saying this.
He has 4 in a garage.
We need to talk about this off air because the other day I was like so close to going on Twitter and being like, this is really embarrassing, but I'm a dude in his mid-30s who's trying to find motorcycle friends, except I fucking hate motorcycle people. So, like, if anyone knows one that doesn't suck, please introduce me.
Yes,
so I'm looking forward to
100%.
meeting RJ.
I will.
and he's not
introduce-
a Harley bro. He's more on the street bike side.
Yeah,
That's cool.
he's got a
Honda
CBR
Blackbird.
1000 and a Blackbird.
Okay, yeah.
Blackbird is a cool
fun.
old bike.
This is fun now because I can say like 1,000, like a liter bike is like not tough enough because I have a 1,200 now.
The Blackbird's
yeah.
a 1300.
Oh, that thing
Anyway,
will
the
scream, yeah.
Blackbird is the reason that Suzuki made the Hayabusa.
Oh,
It's like a
good one.
97. It was what started the like bike speed wars of the late 90s or whatever. It's the reason they made the Hayabusas. Honda made the Blackbird. And anyway, that's
You
what RJ
finagled
told
a
me.
way for us to talk about motorized vehicles on the show.
Yeah,
again,
bro.
I was talking about trucks.
Fuck
I
yeah.
know.
Let me tell you about Toyota trucks.
Well, the thing we talked about this a couple times. It's kind of hard
They're
to
the
get,
best.
but we were going to talk a little bit about getting like higher heat sneakers, but not necessarily for yourself.
Right. So like my parents always ask, like this is such a like privileged thing, but my parents always ask like, what do you want for Christmas?
Yeah.
And which I feel like is a pretty common thing. And like this year there was like a couple sneakers that were like really all I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
But it was weird because I couldn't be like, yeah, Mom, I want the patchwork Jordan 3s. So what you gotta do is I need you to download this app and wake up at 7 a.m. on the 27th.
Well, she's in Montana, so it's actually just 8.
So it would be 8.
It's
Yeah, she
pretty
would
convenient.
get that extra hour, and I feel like my mom could pull this off. But I kind of don't want to get that phone call where she's like, well, so I'm on the app, and it says...
You know what happens? This is how it's like, oh, so I heard you like Call of Duty, so I bought you Call of Duty. And it's like literally the first Call of Duty.
Yeah, it's like for
And you're like-
PS1. You're like,
God
what?
damn it.
Yeah. No, I have literally had the same thought. I was like, a few times, I'm like, I should get my mom and my sister, anybody I know that's related to me with an iPhone, I should get them onto it on the app, helping me get shoes. And then I'm like, you know what? No.
I got plenty of shoes.
I do have
And
enough
spoiler
shoes.
alert, I did take a W.
You
on
got
that,
those.
On
You got the
those
ones you
sneakers.
fucking wanted.
So
Yeah,
I bought
we'll
myself
probably
a Christmas present.
We'll probably talk about them next week, to be honest.
Yeah.
I imagine they'll be here.
they
'cause
should be
Nike
here.
ships fast. So
Yeah.
So
Anyway.
but like the secret with that, I feel like it's like you have very particular requests. Because my version of that is like I spent so much money the other day. Like Black Friday for me, and the lead up to Black Friday was bad because I have a motorcycle project and I'm buying stuff for it. But I can't be like, yeah, Ma, if you could just buy me like the Lead Sled custom hardtail kit, it's $1,000 plus $100 shipping. That would be great. She'd be like,
Right?
yeah.
Well, at least it's a thing that you could send her a link to purchase. You
yeah,
know?
but
I don't like doing that.
it's just weird,
don't?
man. Because
I
It
don't
is a
like
little
sending a
weird.
link.
we
No.
did. I don't know if it's gonna air. It'll probably be out by the time this comes out. We did a off topic about
Gifts.
About gifts.
Yeah.
And I think like I personally think that telling somebody what to buy you and then them buying it for you is shitty.
It
Like
kind of is.
It
'cause
does
it's in
kinda
that
suck.
sometimes
obligatory
It's just
zone.
how it happens, right? But like that is arguably worse than a gift card. Like because I could say,
Yeah.
hey, can you get me like a gift card to this company that I'm gonna buy something
Oh,
from?
I wonder if like not StockX, but like just the Nike sneakers app do gift cards.
They might.
Or you could get like a gift card for like whatever you use. Well, no, that's just
You know what
money.
sucks though is like
PayPal gift cards, so you can just use it on
Yeah, you
sneakers.
see, that's the
then
thing.
it's just like give me the money.
This is
It's
why.
money.
This is
This
why
is like
I
our
don't ask.
Ouroboros of gifts.
This
right
is
now.
why I don't ask for sneakers. Is I'm just like, you know what? I know what sneakers I want. Sneakers is what I get me. Sneakers is what I get other people.
I like
That's the
that.
thing. Is because I'm into it. I know how to get them. I know what I like. I get my sister a pair for her birthday
the pair
every
of
year.
sneakers that is worth the most
Yeah.
is that I've ever purchased. Like the best move I've ever made
Yeah.
was those ones I got from my brother
Oh
Stellan.
yeah, the
They're,
ones I
they're
got.
still going
The
up
ones
in
I got for
value.
Catherine last year, the lucky green Jordan 1s, those are pretty valuable.
Really?
Yeah.
And he's stoked. Like every once in a while, I'll just send him a link. I'm like, well, this is what they're worth now.
It's like $500 or
Like,
$600, right?
Yeah, they're worth like $600, and
Damn.
I paid under retail for them.
Well, you know, it's the thought that counts.
It is.
Uh,
no, he was stoked. So
yeah.
they're his favorite.
No, but I think
Okay.
I get my sister a pair every year for her birthday, and I was talking about it with her when I was home, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna buy these for me." She's like, "You know how to get them. I always
Yeah.
know you're gonna get me something cool." I was like, "Yeah, I
that's
I
cool.
know
That-
better
I feel
than
like
you.
That's a good arrangement.
Like, and
too.
I know better than her what sneakers she needs."
And she just knows, like,
Yeah.
so that's kind of handy too, because it's like, oh, hey, like, I'm gonna get you some sneakers. And be like, no, don't. My sneakerhead brother is gonna hook me up.
is gonna
Like,
get me something cool.
He knows what I like. Like,
No, I if I were her, I would be like, "Yeah, you can try."
yeah.
You know?
Have fun.
Yeah. Good luck.
Well, and so this year, I hope my relatives don't all listen to this. They might, but this year I was like struggling with gifts, and then like I literally was editing one of the episodes, and you said that, and I was like, that's actually kind of brilliant.
yeah.
And it's something, and so I bought. And the last few years, I've gotten a few people. I got Stellan. I got my other brother. Some Air Max.
Yeah,
like
those
90s.
ones that I
Yeah.
got with the discount.
Yeah. Like he was stoked. So this year, I just bought some more. I'm not gonna say what they are, just in case that they listen.
Yeah.
But I hope they're stoked. My sister, I usually like. I've never gotten her sneakers before, and so I got her some this time. The ones that would be perfect for her, they did not have their size, but her size. But I did get some other ones, like I don't know, one of those like weird hybrid Nike like dunk things.
Okay.
Oh, are you talking about the new SBs? The
No,
Court
they're
Forces or whatever?
the I can't remember what they're
They're
called
weird
now.
looking. I don't like them.
They're like a hybrid between. Anyway, they're like a fun colorway, and I think she'll be stoked on them. It was also fun just looking at the women's side of the sneaker world. I was like, I hadn't really,
There are some cool women's
because a lot of it for me, I just kind of like discount.
Yeah,
you know?
no, there's some cool ones. I keep an eye on it because I always try to find one for my sister every year, and I usually just go for it on the app, and I've had fairly good luck.
Well, I was just feeling stuck on gifts this
Yeah.
year, and I was like, oh, I could just do like what Nick does and give some sneakers, and we'll see. So I
The
bought a couple
nice thing
pair of
about that
sneakers.
is like you can do it without. So like again, I'm a motorcycle guy. I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, oh, could I get Jules like a present that also shares my love of motorcycles. And I was like, well, a new bike is going to have like a king queen seat on it. I was like, I got to get her a helmet. I got to get her some riding gear.
Oh, yeah.
But that shit to me is like, it's like when people, like when guys buy their partner lingerie, regardless of the gender, it's just like, is this for me or is this for you? Like, if I buy Jules a $300 or $400 helmet, she's going to be like, gee, thanks for the thing that I can only use when you're there. Like,
Yeah.
Like for you.
Yeah. So I got to figure it out. But like with sneakers, like you can.
got to get her that new Honda.
I don't like driving with her. Like I ain't putting her on a 2-wheeled motorized vehicle.
No, it's the Grom, but it doesn't have any shifting. But it goes.
She wouldn't take it because we talked about getting her like a scooter.
Yeah. No, it's a scooter, but it rides like the Honda Grom.
I think now with where her work is, like it just wouldn't make a lot of sense. But when she was working down Waterfront, I was like, yo, you could get like a little like electric scooter or something. Ruckus. I was like, yo, I'll buy something. You can just ride it. And she was like, yeah, that'd be cool. But she's got a Volvo, man. She drives her Volvo.
Dude, I drive by the
Volvo's a cool
Ducati
car.
dealership now every single day that I go to my new office.
You really want that fucking scrambler, huh?
Oh, they have like 4 of them. They have the desert sled. That's the one I really want.
So Terry, settle
fully
something for
loaded.
me. His next bike should be something fucking ridiculous, right?
No.
Like his next bike should have well over 100 horsepower, right?
No.
Once he learns to ride a bike that goes
Absolutely
a
not.
reasonable speed, you get a race car, right?
No. You're talking to the wrong guy.
I feel
Okay,
like
because in my mind, bike is just a way to go insanely fast for cheaper than a car that goes that fast.
That could be true.
Yeah.
But here's the
I'm
thing.
just like, bike, less than 30 grand, you can hit 60 in 3 seconds.
Here's what
Get
you
that bike.
I could do that on a bike that I got for $1,000.
Yeah, you can
Right,
ride
but
that.
you can keep going to like 200 up at the racetrack if you get a really crazy
I
cool
ain't
bike.
doing that.
Here's the thing. You don't need to.
No.
Because it feels like you're going way faster. Like you could go
Well,
45.
You say this shit.
70.
I will get him on a decently displaced
Yeah,
bike, and
get
he's
him
gonna be
on
like, "Oh, holy shit!"
What's the race? What's the racy Ducati? The one that's like the top
I
of the
have
line.
I have no idea. I don't care about Ducatis.
The one that with 1300 cc's or whatever.
Sounds fast.
Yeah, I think it is. It probably makes a cool fucking noise. Get him on that.
No,
up at the
I
racetrack.
sent him. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna pull it up real
Yeah.
quick if I
Yeah.
can.
I don't mind talking about bikes.
I sent him photos of what I think would be like a great, not a upright piano. Kawasaki makes a lot of shit.
I know. I love that. They're like, oh, here's the
Yeah,
Yamaha.
Yamaha too. It's like we make
They all.
Well,
We
the
make-
piano is like 1 letter
Yeah.
difference than
They
the
make, like,
motorcycle.
V8 engines for Volvo,
Oh, I know. Like my Mitsubishi
Four-wheelers.
makes like air conditioners.
motorcycles, and flutes.
Yeah.
Shout out to
I said
Yamaha.
Bjorn when I got my Honda at the beginning of the summer. They had one of these in the dealership, and I'm gonna try to bring it up. This is the Cowie W800. So like, kind of similar displacement to like a Sportster 883.
Yeah.
Like classic styling, which like we've talked about. This is basically like a Grom that's like grown, or a monkey rather. That,
Yeah.
The Honda monkey that's grown up and can actually be ridden like places.
So is that a cafe racer style bike?
This is,
It
I would say,
is.
like it's styled after cafe, like classic cafe racers, not like
Okay.
the neo cafes. And for those of you who cannot see the screen and aren't intimately familiar with motorcycles, it's kind of like a flat seat almost that goes from the rider to the passenger position on top of the rear fender.
Yeah.
And if you think of like I would say this feels like a very like 1960s England motorcycle, right?
Mhm.
Like
It kind of looks like a Triumph.
yeah.
It resembles the Bonneville a little bit.
Mhm.
Wait, is this? It actually reminds me of the Suzuki that I drove in the
But
in
isn't
the
this
motorcycle
really,
class.
Isn't this really similar to what you already have though?
That depends on who you're asking. I
Yeah,
would say
it
that this is
really-
a substantially different bike. Both like it's more. Yours is a 500.
Yeah.
So this is a 800
This is a
or
800.
773, I guess technically.
Okay, so this
And
is a decent bump in power.
bigger displacement, different positioning, different styling, and
Because mine's more of a cruiser. This is more of a cafe racer,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I mean, yes, they're going to function basically the same. Like yours has a pretty upright riding position.
This actually looks like the classic Rebel to me
Mm.
too. Like as opposed to the redesign
Oh, okay.
of 2017.
Actually, I would like to amend a little bit. I still think you need a way bigger motor in your next bike, but I feel like you need like a cruiser. You need a bike that you can take to Montana comfortably, like a big cruiser bike.
I could take mine comfortably to Montana.
When you
Right,
say-
but I thought that your bike. I thought like going
I
80 on the
disagree.
freeway.
You disagree?
Can you do it?
I thought
Yes,
you were
comfortably.
redlining your bike.
Yeah, like it's.
You
I
told
just-
me that like going 80 on the freeway is terrifying. On
Here's
that
the
bike.
thing.
Yes.
Here's the game changer. I don't know if we've talked about this on the pod.
Yeah.
The game changer for me, and it was interesting because I just randomly started doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I started wearing earplugs under my helmet.
Mm.
I am way more comfortable on the highway. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just like
You're not being
calmer.
bombarded by
It's-
wind noise.
It's a little quieter.
Yeah.
Game changer. Going
Okay.
65, 70. Because like when you're going that fast,
a
like,
lot of
there's
wind
a
noise.
lot of noise.
I've done that with the windows down in my truck. It
Yeah.
makes a racket.
This
I mean, granted,
motherfucker.
that's probably
It's totally different. It's totally
Yeah.
different when you're literally holding on to something that's also pressing on your
sure.
chest.
I'm just saying
Yeah.
it makes a
Makes a lot of
decent
noise.
racket
Yeah.
if you got the windows down at 70. So
I'm a lot calmer for good or bad. I don't know. Like I remember I hit a corner. It's wild, dude. When you hit a corner going 65 on a motorcycle, you don't turn the wheel. You just lean.
right?
Yeah.
And it's kind of fucking weird. I mean, you gotta like. It's like I gotta be 100%.
You are gonna lose your fucking mind if I let you ride my new bike after
I'm
I get it
so
built up.
nervous.
It is not gonna be an easy motorcycle to maneuver.
Okay, cool, cool.
But
Is it like a great big heavy motorcycle?
it's just you'll see.
I feel
we'll talk
like-
about it off air.
This is weird, but I feel like I've gotten to a place with motorcycling that I'm happy with. I like riding it. It's fun. I don't have anything to prove.
Yeah.
It's just like
I believe that. I also think the moment that you're getting on a bike with a displacement above like 7 or 8, you're gonna be like, oh shit.
yeah, I know.
Like,
all right.
and like, it doesn't make it not fun to ride the Rebel, but it's gonna be like, bro, when I build this new bike up, I am not taking my little Sportster outside of city limits.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be riding the new one because it's just gonna be like highway fucking machine.
It's different.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So riddle me this. I'm gonna give you guys a choice, and we'll see. Should we try the new segment, or should we go with get it and forget it first?
Let's do get it and forget it first. And
We can
then
do it.
Yeah.
We're
end,
gonna
end with the new segment.
We said we're gonna do this kind of rapid fire. So
Yep.
I pulled up some shoes here, and for the listeners, if you want to let us know what you're thinking, jump on Size 10 Podcast on Instagram. We've been putting up polls lately, correct?
Yep.
in the stories.
So again, for those of you who haven't heard, and for those of you that need a reminder, we're going to do no nuance on this. Get it, forget it. We might talk a little bit about it, but we have less than a minute on each one. So I'm going to get things rolling. The first one is Donovan Mitchell. Either of you know who Donovan Mitchell is?
I don't.
Basketball
idea.
player,
Okay.
currently, I believe, not playing for the Denver Nuggets. So he's got the Dawn Issue 3, and this is a supply chain special because it's the Dia de
Buenos
Muertos
Ooh.
shoe. And this one is kind of loud and out there. It's black and white, and it's got some real cool, like, multicolored flowers. It's got a skull on the tongue. For those of you familiar with kind of like the Dia de los Muertos kind of styling, less skulls than I thought. But Nick, get it, forget it.
Forget it.
Forget it. Bjorn, get
Yeah,
it.
forget it. I like the silhouette though.
Oh, man.
It's got some fun angles and some squigglies. Like I really like this
This
like
line
M.
is
I love that
That line
line.
is
Cool.
that line is pretty cool.
And
This
I
is
like
turning
those
into an
three
Adidas
things.
thing,
It
too.
is an Adidas. It looks like it's Nike.
No, this is
Adidas.
Adidas.
This is Adidas. Okay,
Yeah.
this 100% looks like
it
Adidas.
looks
It's
like
got the 3
it's
stripes.
got the same profile as like all the
Check out
Adidas
the
basketball
sole on this
shoes.
thing.
It
just-
looks
Oh,
comfy.
that's sick.
Dude.
That's a cool detail. It
So-
looks really comfortable.
So for our listeners, it's got like a clear sole, and then we've got like a nice S curve of like flowers,
Like orange flowers.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick. It's like we're both like forget it, but
is
it
this
just is
is this got a boost?
kind of
sole?
like a
it kind of
slip
looks
on.
So yeah.
Yeah, it
It's,
looks like it's got-
encapsulated.
boost in a something.
I
Like a
like it.
wrapped boost, if you will.
I'm not gonna because here's what it is. I like it, but I'm never gonna wear it. Like, what the fuck am I gonna wear this
I
with?
wouldn't if he
I
does
think this is
another
like
one
the-
in just like a regular color.
It's-
that's
Yeah,
I
I
would be
wanted
more
I'm on
interested.
the fence. Like I can't. Like my initial reaction is just like no, because I probably this is one of those Bjorn's gonna buy it, and then I never think of a time to wear it, or like only, only
I feel like
Halloween.
this for me is like, yes, you guys nailed it. It's cool silhouette. It's a basketball shoe that I actually kind of like the look of.
Yeah.
And then it reminds you of the what are they? Future Naturals, Supernaturals, the James
Yeah.
Harden ones.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's really playful. So it's like it's not super like serious.
Right.
Shoe
I like the
collector.
risk. I like the risks that they took on it with the that flower part is so sick though.
Yeah, the flower part on the outsole is.
We're
pretty
gonna
cool.
go real feast or famine because it sounds like Bjorn. Final decision: get it or forget it.
Let's forget it on
So
that
two
one.
forget it's, get it over here. Right in line with how this show usually goes. Next up, so we talked about Reebok bringing back, Reebok brought back the answer, right?
Yep, the
Iverson.
answer.
Another reissue from Adidas, old school shoe, the T-Mac.
The T-Mac.
Yes, this is the Tracy McGrady.
Oh,
I
that
believe the 3.
it reminds me of the Jordan 13. With
the
that
T-Mac
like
3.
with that. So we've got like a
No,
all
it
leather
looks
upper.
It looks like the 14.
You think?
Yeah,
So
Which
it's like
would
to
make
me.
it, that would be around the right time, right?
kind of late 90s.
I think this was like an early 2000s thing. T-Mac was like a big thing for me, like on Slam in like late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, that would be. I love the color, the black.
I
Ooh.
like the inside looks
okay,
cooler
wait.
than the outside.
That inside does
Okay.
look cool.
I
Okay.
was thinking forget it, and then I saw that inside. I like that it's almost like a Japanese
It's got
sunrise.
like repeating blue lines. This shit
Yeah.
looks very like H.R. Geiger to me. Like for some reason, maybe it's just because it's so shiny, it looks wet. It looks like an alien from Alien.
It does. But then it's got that kind of like
Soul's
is that
kind of cool, I think.
there's a little bit of texture in the leather.
Yeah,
I
it's like
do
snake
like
skin.
that. Yeah, it's like a snake skin or like an ostrich skin.
I'm just trying to think. If this was a Yeezy, would I like it?
Mm.
Because I don't like it.
Oh,
But if it were a Yeezy, would I like it?
oh, I like that.
I don't think that Yeezy makes a shoe that looks like this.
the T-Mac.
No, he doesn't. Yeah, this is a forget it for me. I don't
get it.
I just
like,
don't love it.
I love the inside.
Did you say get it?
it's a get it?
Oh, you're throwing me for a loop here.
I
Holy
know.
shit.
I love the blue and black.
I do. I like that same detail
It's
Bjorn's talking
so
about
masculine.
with the stripes. It's really neat. One thing I don't like, I don't really love the shoes where the heel is fully separated from the toe, like where there's a whole fucking hole underneath
The
your arch,
Yeah.
and that has a hole there. It almost, to me, this looks like they took a woman's like high heel, like a lady's sneaker or a lady's like fancy
Yeah.
shoe, and then turned it into a basketball sneaker. And I don't know,
See,
it's like
That's I think
to
why
me
I
it
like
looks
it.
kind of
This
feminine.
is like a leather daddy sneaker to me.
This shit looks
Okay.
to me.
This looks
a
like something you
douche-
wear to the leather bar. I'm not even
I
kidding.
disagree. I think this is like some European driving shoe dickhead shit.
Oh, it kind of is.
Yeah.
You're
it
not
kinda
wrong.
is.
Like a
yeah,
guy
it
named,
looks
like-
so European
A
that
guy
I'm
named
like,
Enzo is like like talking to your girlfriend and you're just like, hey man, like can you fuck off? And it's like, ooh, well maybe we let her decide. And she's like, yeah, fuck off, man. Like,
yeah,
get out of here. All right.
like
all
he's
right.
got
That big piece of
Porsche
leather,
brand
I
shoes
like it.
to match his
I like
car.
it.
So we had a get it from
Yeah.
Bjorn and a forget it. So we're gonna dip into the women's category on the next one, and I'm gonna apologize to the viewers. They do not have good product photos of these shoes, so we're going to see some very funny photos of these shoes. These are
Ooh.
some New Balances, and I can't see Nick's blocking. The 327
I like the 327.
with Jeannie Bouchard, who
Who is that?
no idea.
I have no idea who she is, but I like it.
So
I like
it's-
that
It's
silhouette.
kind of like a classic New Balance silhouette, but it's interesting. They put the like grip or whatever the
up the back.
up the back, but it looks like it's up the front too.
They
Yeah.
have that on a couple other shoes.
No, this
and
is
on
the
front and back.
327
The
is this
big
silhouette
N.
that's been out for a year or two now, and
Okay.
it's like pretty popular.
It's got a
Do they all have big ends like that? Because I
Yeah.
think that reminds me of like when Adidas and Palace did the big stripes
No,
on
no.
their shoe.
They all have. This is the exact same shoe
Yeah.
that they all are. She just did a colorway.
Let's get some more of these funny photos, right? Because this
It's
is
just
also
like, put it on your boobs.
it's like coming with like an apparel line. So they did. It gets this shit for the. You know what? If you're listening, you should just pull this up on Sneaker News or watch the
Ooh.
video on YouTube.
It's like her doing a skier sit with a
Oh,
with
is she a
medicine
skier?
ball.
Is that what she is?
I don't think so.
Would it?
We can look this up maybe later.
or a gymnast or something.
Well,
like-
you're going to continue to be
She's in a
confused
gym.
It's just, like,
because she's on like the
mostly-
parallel rings with like
you can
tearaway
barely
pants.
see the sneakers.
Now it gets interesting, right? It gets a little moody.
Ooh.
And then she's doing like the CrossFit ropes in like a
Okay.
black top, looking like Steve Jobs.
Oh,
in
now
a
she's on an
onesie, like a
exercise
singlet
bike.
on an exercise bike, wearing the same shoes
Wearing
with
the New Balance.
tall ass white socks. Interesting choice.
It's a New Balance. I think you got to
Uh,
do that.
We got the singlet with the jump rope. All right, so
I've made my decision.
it keeps going.
Oh,
Free
there
words.
isn't even the sneaker. Oh,
Oh,
okay.
this
we've
is
got,
the
like,
rest of
hoodies.
So this is the,
the clothing
apparel, I
line.
guess.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks like
Yeah.
a sweatsuit. I don't know.
With like weird cuts up to the knee. This
Yeah,
is
man.
weird.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say forget it. I'm not into it. The perforated leather. I don't know why.
I like that
I'm not into it.
silhouette. It's a get it for me on the shoe.
I think it's a get it for
and
me as
and
well.
I think on the onesie as well. I think
On the
no.
onesie
I
as
think
well.
that's a fucking
The
tremendous look.
singlet. Okay, so we're gonna stay
For
in-
myself, not for her. For myself, I think I'll just go and do our comedy show in that singlet.
I'm
my
so
women's
sorry
New
that I
Balances.
have to do this. I have to pee so bad. I'm about to pee my pants.
Okay,
I'll be
pee.
right back.
go for it.
All right, so we just got done talking about the New Balance funny photo shoot. So now I'm going to tell you this is another one where we're going to have a triptych, I believe it's referred to as. These are the New Balance 550's. We have 3 different colors I would like for you to look at. Here's the first one, a nice little kind of sky, cool gray, blue, whatever the fuck Jordan calls it. Let's do this. Let's talk about like the shoe, and then we'll do the selection of the colors. Get it or forget it on this.
Shoes a get it for me.
Oh, yeah?
I kind of want a pair of these. These have been hot for the last year,
Very
Really?
nice.
and I kind of like New Balances, and it's such a cool old school look.
Have you ever looked at the New Balance skate shoes?
Actually, yeah, I did when I was
They're
trying to
cool
think
looking.
of things
They
to
are.
get for
I
Bjorn.
think they're super cool looking.
There's some all right ones.
Yeah.
They're not really for me. Like New Balance is like more this and like the kind of dad shoe runner look. You know, I like the 997.
So this is a
That's-
cup sole
but
with
I
like a
like this, though.
classic runner feel to it.
this
It
style
kinda-
has been pretty hot.
It kind of reminds me of like New Balance doing an Air Max 1 because you see that
100%,
like
yeah.
you see that little like in the toe there's sort of that little like wave thing that they do in the Air Max 1.
Do you know if these originally came out in like the 80s?
Couldn't say.
They look like they
The-
did. 80s
honestly,
or early
the-
90s.
The
The-
styling looks a little dated.
The styling one thing I do like about it like from what I can
Oh,
see is that
90s
heel.
basketball silhouette. Yeah, sorry.
Okay. The heel kind of reminds me a little bit of the Yeezy that we talked about today. Like the cushioning on the inside of that. I gave my dog a little bit of popcorn.
Oh, that's okay.
And I actually dropped a piece right in front of his crate, which I am an asshole. And he's upset about it. I love the 550 on the like I don't know, I call it lace protector because I'm a fucking skateboarder, but like whenever there's I mean like you've got it on my my 3s that I'm wearing because they always had this in skateboarding, they'd have this little piece of leather that would come up and you could lace underneath it and then it would make it so that your laces didn't break when you ollied. And so I call it lace protection. It's like that bottom lace has like a little extra piece of leather that comes up.
Okay.
And so I call it lace protector.
So these were a get it or
For Bjorn, they're a forget it because they're too institutional looking. This colorway, I do like the silhouette though.
Yeah,
I'm
this,
into the
I feel like
silhouette,
I want to see the
but-
other 2 colorways because this wouldn't be my first choice, almost
Well.
guaranteed.
here we go. If you
Asking
like,
you shall
So
receive.
this is like the UNC blue. It's mostly white with some UNC
Yeah.
blue.
well, if you like 90s basketball shit, these ones might blow your skirt up.
Orange. There's
Into
Bjorn's
Orange
too.
and black with
love the
and this is the same on all three colors, but they have kind of like a vaguely basketball looking thing on
Oh,
the tongue.
that's definitely
Yeah.
a basketball. That
And
says
it's
New
very
Balance on.
it's very 90s
Yeah,
basketball.
Does this
Okay.
change anything for you, Bjorn?
Yes,
As a
this is a get it.
this is a get it. Okay, Nick, still get it.
Orange
Still
is a
get it. Yeah,
All
I
right.
like I like
This
orange
reminds
better
me of,
than
like,
blue.
This is
so far.
for some reason, my first thought it's maybe the basketball on there. It's very NBA Jam to
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
This is NBA Jam.
It's just evocative of like when basketball shoes were still like a lot of white shoes.
Yeah.
For some reason, like
Wasn't that the rule?
I
Oh,
Wasn't that the whole rule with Jordans?
I have
Because
no idea.
the
I
red.
know
Like
the
one.
when
red
the-
and black.
The red and black
yeah,
got
they were like the
banned.
bands.
So then they had to have a certain percentage of white on the shoes
I will have to look into that. Maybe
or
I'll hit
something
you with.
like that.
I don't think
Yeah,
that you
that-
were like barred from having. I don't know. You know
I
what?
thought
I'm not gonna.
I thought there was like a fine for having black on that too much black on the shoe or
Now-
something like that.
Speaking of, I do like that little hit of black on the sole
Oh,
and on
yeah,
the
I think
back.
that's a highlight of the shoe to me.
Definitely,
I
it's got
love-
a little bit of that shattered backboard type of
Yeah,
vibe.
the logo, and then like I'm not usually one to go for a white sneaker, but I will go because I've actually been wearing my white 5s a lot that you got me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually kind of blowing the back out of those things. Like I wore them for like a straight
deal.
week. Like they're kind of turning into my favorite sneaker, and surprisingly. Not getting them that dirty. Like and I've been wearing them. Like I wore them last week, and it was like rainy and shit, and they didn't get that dirty.
Because they're like
No.
smooth leather, so
yeah,
because
it's like it's like a tumbled leather. It's not like a suede or something.
yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
All
with
right,
these,
what's the
I've-
next colorway?
I'll show you the last one, and then we're gonna make this one real quick because we're definitely blowing the back out of the segment. I will say very quickly, I wish they'd relocate the 550. I wish the end didn't look so like marshmallow Stay Puffed Man. Everything outside of that, I think I'm kind of like down for. All right, so we were kind of split on the blues. We both.
I'd like to see this with a black lace. That's the other.
What about
piece.
black? This.
I think that's my favorite.
I'm
so
into
far.
it.
This is just a black and white version. So like every area that could be have color on like the blue or the orange is just black instead. I think black laces on this one. I think they'd
I
look
think
good
black
on
laces on this
Black
one.
laces on this one would look awesome.
You guys didn't let me finish because I was going to say I think they look like shit. I think they'd look
Really?
really good on the orange, which I'll pull back up for a second.
Yeah,
Definitely also on
because
the
it's like a small accent part of it.
I
It'd
think
be
it. I
easy
think
to
it pulls the
color
eye
match.
too much. I think if
Really?
you threw black on this, it would really just kind of like fuck with the way that it's kind of framed in black, like in the
Yeah.
heel, the tongue, the back panel, the raised heel, and then the sole. And I think throwing a big swatch of black in the middle here is gonna kind of like just bust it up. Yeah, I think it looks better with white. In my personal
That's-
opinion, I haven't seen it
maybe.
with black either.
It's one of those things where like if I got this sneaker, I would try it.
you try it, yeah.
I would definitely
and see
try
how
it,
it
'cause
looks.
I think it could look
Send it
pretty
to my
cool.
friends. Get a little poll
It
on
would
what
for
it
sure
is.
look really cool on these. You're
I think it
completely right.
looks
there.
I think it
super
would
cool
take
on
that
the
one
orange.
to the next level.
And
but-
I do want to say I like the marshmallow puff N because I feel like it looks old,
It looks like some early '90s.
yeah, like
basketball
some
shit.
90s.
and
Well,
I feel
sure.
like that whole silhouette looks old, and so it needs. An
That was
N
when
also
like
looks old.
that was when like logos were like puffy. Like they would do that. They were like, "Oh, we can do shading, like
But
because we're
here's-
doing it
and I
on
guess maybe this is why
Photoshop."
I'm like pushing back on it. Is I feel like you can't wear that with a contemporary outfit. You got to have a throwback outfit.
Oh yeah, you got to wear some like
You can't come through in some like skinny motocross pants that are like pre-distressed wearing those shoes. You got to have something that's like a little more
I would agree.
look like a Sprite commercial in '94, you know?
a little baggier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay, maybe.
All right, so
If I get them, I'll see what I can do.
I think I know where we're going to land on this one. I think we've talked about this a little bit on the show. We've definitely talked about it in the group DM. These are it's a Nike. We're getting back to Nike.
All right.
I don't know how to say this word out loud. I might embarrass myself right now. Swarovski.
Ooh.
Swarovski.
These
Which
are
one?
the bedazzled.
Oh yeah,
Oh
yeah, yeah.
God, these are
Oh.
awful.
So I'm showing these ones for a minute. Let me know what you. So for those of you at home, they're forces that are like covered in plastic goo and then
With spikes.
with so it's a crystal company.
bedazzled.
yeah,
that,
Swarovski
makes crystals.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
crystals.
So yeah.
You know what? I
Forget
like
it.
the black. I like the black because I've definitely looked at these. I threw them to the group text because I was like, "You guys, what do you think?" They're women's, right?
I
The
don't-
black.
So
they're
since you
so
brought 'em up,
terrible.
Again,
They're
big,
so
like,
ugly.
H.R. Geiger looking ass shoe. Like this shit
Ugh.
looks like it's got like a tongue that's gonna come out somewhere, and it's
Yeah.
not where you think.
It's yeah, not in a fun way.
Yeah,
it's definitely like a Venom sneaker.
Is this like
It's like a transformer.
Is this the bougie version of like the studded belt? Like where you're just actually the studded belt is
This-
more aesthetically pleasing than the shoe.
This
in my opinion.
looks.
I love the screws though.
This
the
looks
screws
so
part.
cheap to me.
You're talking about like the Phillips looking ass screws.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It looks cheap to me. It looks like it needs to. If they want to do this, they need to make it out of like crazy, like real expensive materials, and it needs to cost $1,200. Otherwise, if they do
You think
this, and it's
$450 for a pair of
wait,
forces?
these are $450.
$450.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
They're
still
not-
hate it.
Here's my thought.
No,
I'm
this
gonna
is a forget it.
That's a
completely
forget it for
me.
you?
I hate
Okay.
it. I don't really like anything about it.
This is like a get it, but like put it on your, like look at it as like an art piece to me.
I like to look at my art.
I
Yeah,
don't like
I
looking
like
at
art
these.
that looks good.
I like it.
I don't
don't
like
know
it,
why
dude.
I like it. I'm into it.
It's okay,
but
to
I would
be
never
wrong,
wear. I would never wear it.
Mm-mm.
It just is like
It's so obnoxious.
it's imposing. It's
It is. You're
It's
right.
very
it's an
imposing.
imposition on the eyes.
All right.
That is. It's just. It's
to
just,
get it, but keep it princess.
Forget
You're
it.
saying,
Payment
get it.
princess.
Nick is a
Maybe
forget
never
it.
wear it. Maybe get some baby version.
You know
some
what?
that's not
No,
even
hold
in your
on.
size.
I'm going to push back on that because I am
Get them for
firmly,
bucket.
I'm firmly in the forget it. But if you get it, going back to what we were just talking about, and you cook those things, more power to you. Like, if you're just like, yeah, I
That
ran
is
things
true.
ragged, the ones
If
with
you wear
crystals.
those-
like cook them to the.
If you wear
Oh,
those,
I'm talking about like day one, walking around Portland, jumping in puddles like a child.
yeah, no, wear those to like
I kind of love that. I
Winco
kind of love that.
to buy like oats in bulk.
Like
like,
I
So
do
my
kind of
normal
love
day-
the
yeah,
move.
I
Yeah.
went to Winco today.
Did you buy
Yeah.
oats in bulk?
I
You're
didn't buy
buying-
oats in bulk. I bought NAs and buckets for bulk items. So yeah,
Yeah, buying in bulk at Winco in those things, I'm not a huge fan of that silhouette, but like for some reason I'm into it. Not the white. Forget the white, but the black. I'm
all right. Well, we're
get
gonna
it.
stay in white Nikes for the next one. These are the Nike Quando ones. Do you guys know about these? This is a
Maybe.
G Dragon jump off.
Oh, G Dragon. He's one of those K-pop dudes.
Ah, that would explain the look because for those of you at home,
It
they
looks like a dance co.
They look like what's that style? A wingtip? A wingtip is the one that has like all the.
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
They have like the. Is that called a brogue?
I don't know, but it sounds good, so sure, fuck it.
Yeah.
It's whenever they make all the like fancy perforations in the leather on a dress shoe, like on the toe, and there's all the different little holes cut in it, and it looks kind of fancy. These got that going on, but otherwise they're like white forces.
They're like white forces.
And then
also
they got
have,
a floppy thing
they have a
over where
lace
the
cover
laces
that looks
are.
like a golf shoe type thing. They have. So I'll scroll down here and I'll try to like do some commentary. Notice the sole, very smooth. Okay, so
Yeah.
we're gonna see a detail shot of the sole in a moment. What do you think of the silhouette here?
It's like
I
a
don't hate it.
fucking
There are things
poodle skirt sneaker.
I like the toe. I like the shape of the toe. The shape of the toe is kind of cool and unique.
Definitely got a chunky sole, like bordering
It's
into
a thick sole.
like what I call them, creeper territories.
Yeah, it's kind of getting there.
So the top down, I think, looks sick. To tell you the truth, I think this is like some golf shoe shit, and it
It is some
very
golf
golf
shoes.
It has the
shit.
wingtip like widow's peak
Yup.
in the middle, which I think is also a good commitment to the bit.
I usually like that kind of detail, but I hate it on this sneaker.
Hold on. What about this detail? The sunflower missing a petal on the back of both shoes.
Oh,
Yeah,
missing a pedal.
I'm still good on that. I'm sure that's his logo, but
I
like
think that
I'm-
this is perfect for the rest of the shoe. This this
Yeah.
is a good.
it
like,
brings it together. I think it's a well done shoe.
Here's the hot item.
Oh,
of
the
the show.
missing it in the.
Well,
Oh,
so-
you're gonna
it's
slip
like
all over the
it's
place.
like,
like a
a
boat shoe.
luxury. It's like a nice shoe sole.
What's retail on this thing?
Is that an
I don't
actual
know if it
leather sole?
says- no, it can't be leather.
A leather sole.
If it's a leather outsole, then that's kind of
So
cool.
it says
I like that detail.
G Dragon is.
I'm not seeing it.
I don't see anything about retail. I don't know. So let's keep this one.
It's
Oh, okay. One detail that I'm liking. I love this long lace.
I don't know that it's long. I think that's just like the way it's mocked up
Regular?
with the shoe. I think it's a regular lace.
So are these stitching?
I do. I like that there
That's
are words
interesting.
on the shoelace, and I do kind of like the stitching around the sole. It looks like it's put together really nicely. Like if this is actually made, it looks like it could be made out of premium stuff.
And here's
put
what I
together
like
well.
about it. is
That's
it's
cool.
like typically Nike will just be like, hey, just choose some colors on an Air Max,
Right.
you know. They
He did,
really let
though-
him draw on the walls with this one, and I like that aspect.
I
It's
feel like
not
it's
for
just,
me, but
it's
yeah,
just
I
within
totally
the
agree
Nike
with you.
parameters enough. Like, I don't think that there's any like
It's still-
totally oddball
yeah,
things on here.
It's
Yeah,
still
he didn't
clean.
break down
like
any
it's
barriers
almost
here,
like
but-
there's two swooshes coming together
Uh-huh.
on the front.
Yo, if you told me that that's the actual direct curvature of the swoosh, I wouldn't be surprised. That would be
Like-
one of those kind of like interesting little design.
Yeah,
things.
be a fun
Yeah.
little Nike Easter egg there.
Like like there's two swooshes.
Okay, so final word: get it or forget it.
It's a forget it for me.
forget it.
But I appreciate it.
Yeah, I think
I want to
it's-
have that like underlying. I appreciate this sneaker.
Yeah, this one I don't hate it. It's not for
It's a
me.
little too feminine for me.
It just isn't for
too.
me. Yeah, like I don't want it, but I think it's kind
I
of.
feel like I'm
nifty.
gonna get it, but not get it like acquire it. Get it like I fuck with it.
Yeah.
Like I get it. Okay, so
Like you'd appreciate it if your friend showed up to Thanksgiving wearing it.
I would be like, yo, you got some fancy ass shoes on. Yeah.
Yeah, like,
if you showed up
appreciate
in
it.
like wingtips, I'd be like, come on. If you showed up in this shits, I'd be like, all right.
Like,
I don't know if we've done this one before. I apologize if we had, Bjorn. I know you're up to date because you've been doing a lot of the posts. So we are back to Adidas. We are back to gaming.
forums? It
These
feels like they're
are-
really throwing it on the
Yep,
forum.
These are Adidas Forum lows, and I think we've kind of like we're hitting for the cycle here. Did we do these ones last week?
I
Yeah.
don't even know. Yes,
did.
yes, we definitely did these
100% we
ones last
did.
week.
These are the lows.
Do they light up?
No,
They don't.
there's no way.
Um,
I say that
Those
like,
are yeah. There's no way they do. If
When
I
I
like
re-
the boost sole detail on these,
Yeah.
but otherwise they're forget it for me.
Yeah, it loses me on the 360 for some reason.
on the 360 logo.
But I like the idea.
which that's been like a main theme with all of these Xbox shoes is like, yeah, maybe if they just didn't have the Xbox logo on them.
I know,
Yeah,
right? It's
Actually,
like-
these without the Xbox logo would be a get it for me.
and you know
Yep.
what? That's exactly what you said in the last
But-
Yeah.
episode.
That is 100%.
All right. We'll keep it moving.
Yeah.
So this is an interesting one. Everybody was all horny for the off-white fours,
Twos.
Twos.
because whoa, they look like the way that the real ones did.
Cracked.
So these are
Yeah.
the Puma Suede VTG. They're calling them the Never Worn. Okay.
Okay.
What do you think of these shoes? So I know, correct me if I'm wrong, no one in the room is a big Puma booster, right?
I'm not a Puma guy.
No.
I had a Puma hat that I wore
I
for
don't
like
hate
a while.
this silhouette, but there's nothing about these shoes that I'm like, I need.
What
know?
do we think about the treatment? So for those who are not looking at the screen
Yeah.
right now,
This is your classic
It
Puma
looks like
silhouette.
a Puma that's been through the ringer.
I
but
don't
it's
know
a
what the
brand
model
new
name
shoe.
is. If you pay attention, so the sole is pre-distressed in that it's yellowed as fuck and crumbling.
It looks like it's crumbling, but I'm sure that's just paint.
Right, it's aesthetic. But then the rest of the shoe, if you look really closely, maybe you can see it better on your monitor. It's fuzzy. The entire shoe is fuzzy.
Yeah.
Like it's a.
It looks
like
like
they
a beat
brushed
up
it.
suede. Like a suede shoe that's just been beat.
I don't even
This is
know
the
what to call
ripped
it.
jeans of
Yeah.
no.
Well,
this isn't.
you know what this is? Is this and the Off-White 2 is just mainstream brands catching on to what this brand called Golden Goose has been doing for
Uh-huh.
a decade. Golden Goose is like a luxury sneaker brand
Sure,
that basically makes something that looks like a Converse or
that's
a,
just like beat up.
it's like a leather low top sneaker that just looks like it's beat to fuck.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's like very nice new leather, but they
Uh-huh.
distress it basically, and they've been doing that forever. And now
It's
mainstream brands.
to
are doing it.
me, it's like the skateboarder that scratches up his board to make it look like he's skateboarding.
No, because I think that's done for clout, and this is done as a way to thumb your nose at like having your shoes be clean. Like we just got done talking about how like, oh man, wouldn't it be so sick if I took my $450 crystal sneakers and fucked them up.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, no,
Here
we
it
have a
is.
shoe. Like
Yeah.
it's kind of from my perspective, I think like
It's too derelict to me. It's like from Zoolander where
Yeah.
they're like, ooh, this line was designed after homeless people, like of high fashion.
I think they're sick. I want to know what
Yeah.
retail is because I wouldn't buy them. It doesn't say. Let's see if there's
I
any other
appreciate-
detail shoes.
I like the fuzzy.
I
I like the fuzzy texture.
Also,
I
it's
do-
like it looks like they've been dipped in tea.
Yeah.
It
Like
does. I kind of don't like that sole. It's a little weird looking, but I love the fuzzy texture.
I think the sole's sick. I think if they would have fucked up the Puma logo on the back, the way
Yeah.
that all of those shoes always end up getting fucked up,
Yeah.
would be sick.
Have it just get filed off at an angle because everybody
yep,
walks funny.
Yep. Exactly.
My Vans were like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm.
So 2 forget it's on this one.
Yeah, let's forget it for me.
All right. All right.
I might be a get it. I'll call it a get it.
Would
Oh.
a color change do anything for you in that?
I like the fuzzy texture. No, I like that color the best.
The black?
I think
Yeah.
of all the colors that they could do it in, that's probably.
All right. Well, speaking of colors,
Yeah.
this is going to be the last one for this segment,
Okay.
and we'll do one new thing before we end the show. We are going to go back to Sakai. We are going to go with the Blazer Low, and we are going to go with a little artist that goes by the name of Cause.
Oh, okay. I loved all of these, by the way.
Yeah, these were all fun.
The blue was my favorite.
The blue was cool.
I tried for. I went for them. I almost bought them.
We wanted to get them for you.
Yeah, we actually
these?
we tried on these for
I
you.
would absolutely wear these shoes.
Would you really? Oh, okay.
I would.
We'll try
but it
on
would
the
be
next
like
ones.
it'd absolutely be some pavement princess shit. Like I would have to put
Pull
together.
up the sky blue because those are the ones that I went for
Yeah,
you.
I went for the
took an
maroon
L.
ones for my girl because that's her favorite color. Is that dark red?
I really liked these.
But I took
think
2
the-
L's. I did that while I was driving. I was like texting and
Really?
driving on the
Oh.
fucking Nike app. Sorry, I was
That
in
one.
Montana. I was the only one on the
That's
road.
the one I tried to get for you, Terry.
But yeah.
I don't know why. I was like, you.
Yeah, so I took a L in a size 9 on those.
Yep. Me too.
Damn guys.
2 L's.
We were like, did we nail it? Did we get
I
a
think
because
I like the purple more. I think
you like the purple more?
just because it's a little darker. This is
All
a little
right. Well,
Simpsons
we-
for me,
We've
It
still
it is
got
a little Simpsons.
and
we've still got a chance, Bjorn.
I think this is like a summer shoe. I think the purple could cook year round. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. I mean, all the stuff about like the Sakai collabs are here. I love them. I think this is like a really fun. Again, this is a shoe to me that's like fun, but is like like I'm like into sneakers,
Yeah.
but it doesn't. I don't know. I can't really identify what the difference is. I want to see a lace swap for sure.
Because it's got the double lace,
I
right?
like the Sakai blazers.
It's got the 2 laces in there. Yeah.
I have
so
the
it's got-
blazer
Yeah.
low Sakais
Yeah, you wore them on the show.
in
Yeah.
green. They're fantastic. Great shoe.
I think the double tongue is cool. I
Mhm.
think the double branding is cool.
Oh yeah. So you got the Sakai, and then you
And
got
then
the like.
super.
Yeah,
wrapping
that's what
around
they've
the
been
back.
doing. Is they've been doing the Sakai and then yet another brand. Like
Yeah.
this is Cause. I've got the ones that are the clot.
I will say for Cause, I'm not like we used to actually work in the same building.
Really?
Way back in the day. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, back in New York. And
His Jordan 4s are like one of the most valuable Jordan 4s.
his like everything, or he's like one of those dudes who like has attained a certain level of clout with like sneaker and
I
like,
really think
streetwear and
he's one of those things where it's like the intersection between like streetwear and art
yeah.
starts to come because it's like at a certain point it's some of the stuff that we're talking about on every episode is that like same shit that happens in the art world where it's just like oh
Well, I want to be very specific though. We're talking about like kind of like contemporary. I can't remember like outsider art or like not even outsider art. Someone's listening to this and they have like a MFA and they're like, "You fucking idiot."
yeah
I'm talking about like the art that you would find in like Juxtaposed magazine, right? So
Totally.
it's like
Yeah.
graffiti and like just like
well,
non-traditional
it's like
fine
how
art.
Ed Templeton is now selling like crazy.
Ed
Isn't
Templeton's yes.
Who's there's some skate artists that are like
I mean,
now
Mark Gonzalez
selling
is a fine
Gonzalez.
artist.
That's it.
There's
yeah,
a lot of fine art that's coming from like skateboarders or former skateboarders, and I think it's because they've broken into the art world. Like nobody in art gives a shit about Mark Gonzalez's crooked graphics.
Right.
They care about his fine art, and if you look at his fine art, it is notably different than the
Yeah,
art that he makes for
that's true.
skateboarders. And I think like Templeton is he's a photographer, and he does like slice of life Americana through his eyes type shit, which like always resonates with a certain audience. He does like a lot of black and white photography. It's really cool. But Cause to me is just kind of like, I don't dislike him. I'm not in love with him. I think he certainly was very influential to an entire generation of like very specific style of artists. But that's not moving the needle for me on the shoes. I'm not like, oh man.
Yeah,
cool.
it's not moving the needle for me on this. I do like a lot of the art that I've seen from him though.
Yeah.
As
All right,
a side-
so that's all the
aside.
shoes. Like we said before, if you wanna hit us up on Instagram at Size 10 Podcast, we will have some polls up to hear if you're gonna be in the Get It or Forget It category, and then we should figure out what to do with that data. I like data.
Like flipping it.
We do have some data on that now. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
So we've got a new segment.
We got a new segment that I dropped on you boys today. So I am calling it
Boom. Roasted.
And the whole point of this segment is we have a real duality on this show. You guys are sneakerheads. There's sneakers that you really go out of your way to try to acquire. I, on the other hand, am a sneaker appreciator, I've described myself as, and I get free shoes constantly. It's like humble flex, but I'm not joking. I have one friend now who both used to work for Adidas, works for a shoe company I will not name right now because we'll be looking at some of their shoes. I don't want to spoil it. But he's like, yeah, you're 9, right? Sample size? And I'm like, yeah. So he's like, cool, I'm going to bring a box of shoes to you. So what we're going to do is I have 3 items of footwear that I have recently acquired and I plan on wearing.
Okay.
And what I know, I'm chumming the waters here. I'm bringing y'all some shit that, if you're into it, I'll be surprised. But this is an opportunity for you guys to talk some shit.
Oh,
Okay.
so I'm excited.
Yeah. What should we'll start with an easy one, okay?
All right.
So,
It's in a box from Newegg.
yeah, I had to box them up so I didn't spoil a surprise. Here you go. I got one for you, Nick. Oh. All right, boys, what are we looking at?
Ooh.
Oh, look at these. These are the Keens.
That's
Keen.
right.
These are like, hey, let's take
First thoughts on Keen as a company, go.
I always think of my dad.
totally
And
dad
just like,
stuff.
Dad,
It's-
why are you wearing this? We're in a nice restaurant.
my dad wears
why can we
Keens.
see your toes?
Does he wear stuff like this? Or
No.
is he wearing
No, he wears the hiking
woven
boots.
shits?
My dad wears Keen hiking boots.
Oh, yeah?
My dad wears the
I have,
And Yeezys?
yeah.
Nice one, too.
I have
wears the
Keen
ones-
steel toes at work.
You have Keen steel toes?
Yeah.
Nice.
My dad wears the ones that are like the hybrid
The Tevas?
the Teva hybrid things
Yeah.
with like the rubbery toe.
Thoughts on these?
These look like a skate shoe to
These
me.
look
They
like
kinda
a
do.
Converse got old and got fat.
It's for
It's
me.
literally a dad shoe Converse. It fucking got fat.
It looks to me like another 4-letter K company in shoes. Keds. These look like Keds to me,
Yeah, rip off the Converse.
and they're like with the dip toe and then the cap toe. I think they're getting into like cartoon shoe territory.
Oh,
they're samples. Yeah.
I love that these
They
are
have-
samples. They have the
Yeah.
you can look at the card. Oh, I
What's
get
the
this
model?
kind of
Say the
stuff.
model for the folks. at home.
The style name
It's like a
Coronado 3.
Coronado 3.
So
yeah.
Coronado, my uncle lives there
Yeah.
in California.
Does
It's
he
like
have
a
these?
big fancy place. This feels like something he would wear.
Yeah.
It
Actually.
has- this is
This
just
is
the
like
Keen
I've
shape
I've
on the toe.
retired, but they were popular when I was a
Yeah.
kid, and I don't want to pay too much for them.
These shoes to me are fully like
They're canvas canvas insoles
Uh-huh.
in them. That's an interesting.
I just feel like it's
piece.
like if I'm not planning on putting my feet on anything other than the ground at like normal speeds, then these are the shoes for me. But if I'm riding a bike, motorcycle or otherwise,
Yeah.
if I'm like anything, like I feel like these are going to be a good like 5-inch inseam short, no socks, and they're going to be loosely laced. Like
Yeah.
It says Keen 100% vulcanized footwear. So this is
vulcanization, the process they can't do in America because
Yeah.
it fucks up the planet too
'cause
much.
It messes up the planet a little
Also
too
very
much.
funny because the new Keen CEO he's been there for like years now, but he came from Patagonia and was talking about how they were going to like change things
Yeah.
up to be good for the environment. And
They're still, and they went 100% vulcanized. That's interesting.
so, boys, you got anything you want to say about these before we move on to the next one?
These are snooze fest.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I actually I think some of it is having it in hand for me sometimes. I
Yeah.
tend to. It's like if you it's like dating. You know,
They
when you
seem
meet
like-
the person in person, they're sometimes better or sometimes
Yeah,
much worse.
Sure.
They
You
seem
know,
like
like-
comfortable Vans, maybe.
Yeah.
They do have a nice insole that seems comfy. Yeah.
I'll report back. These things are not seeing pavement until the spring at least. There's no way.
Mm.
Yeah.
You're gonna keep these. You're gonna keep these nice.
Oh, those are pavement princesses
You're keeping
until
your
things get hot and heavy in
Keens.
the spring.
Good.
And then
Yeah, definitely should keep your
Where's-
Keens nice there,
I'm
bud.
just gonna toss them.
okay. Well, coming up next, your dad would like these.
Oh, good throw.
Ooh, more Keens.
More Keens.
Oh shit! This is a hiking
My
boot.
dad would like these. Actually, these don't look wide enough for him. These look like a double E, and he's more of a triple E.
I
width.
haven't tried any of these on yet, so they might not even fit. But these were gonna be like my dog park, like 1,000-acre boots.
Oh, that's what they look like. They
Like-
look like a dog park.
They have Keen Dry technology.
Mm-hmm.
They're waterproof.
Yeah, no, these look like a good pair of hiking boots for one season, and they'll definitely wear out. Fucking Keens
Yeah.
wear out fast.
Do
Oh,
they?
yeah?
Yeah.
These remind me of
Especially
these
things like these.
Columbia boots that I have that, like, I really should just throw them away. If
Yeah.
I'm being totally honest, I should throw them away.
You know what? I'm gonna bring. We're gonna do an episode on my hiking boots because I have.
I'll bring my Danners.
I have like a $450 pair of hiking boots that
Mhm.
are like made in Italy, and I just need our viewers to see what like a good pair of hiking boots looks like.
for all the
because
hiking that you're
these-
doing.
Yeah, for all the hiking
Boom.
that our listeners.
Roasted.
Bro, I fucking hike, dude. Fucking hike all the time, bro. I fucking.
All right.
You need to take a hike is
Yeah.
what you need to do. Anyway,
Anyway, no, like these kind of boots with all these little fucking pieces sewed together.
Yeah.
Those are all places that it's gonna wear out when you kick it into rocks and
elevation
dirt.
is like 10 feet for over 4 miles. So this is like, I'm talking about like side hike.
No, I'm talking about hiking up mountains.
Oh, yeah. No.
In pursuit of game.
These would definitely still be better than anything I own currently for that. But
These would be better than my Yeezys for that, yeah.
I would hope so, yes.
But-
Any other, Bjorn, you got any?
I mean, just hot take. There's like so this is just like your class. This is
Yeah.
like a classic hiking boot. It's
Yeah.
got a rope lace,
It
lace
looks
in the front.
comfortable.
It definitely looks. It's identical to this pair of Columbia hiking boots that I have. Now, my biggest complaint about those hiking boots is I do tend to trip on the inside. So when you have the like, you know, what is this called? Where
Hook
it's
and
like
loop?
the hook and loop.
Yeah.
Thank you. The hook and loop on my Columbias. Those have gotten so worn out, but with Bjorn tripping on them, where a lace catches. I don't know. Maybe I like
you need to
walk
widen
with
out
my
your
feet.
stance, bro.
I guess I gotta widen my
You're walking like
stance when I
real pigeon-toed.
walk or whatever. But like I've like really fucked mine up. These have a nice. I like that piece. They did a really nice job with that, and it doesn't seem like that's gonna catch quite as much. I've never worn Keens. They always have this like hard toe. I'm very. I don't know. They always do that almost like rock climbing toe.
Mm-hmm.
This is a hard no for me, but
Yeah,
I'm
I don't love
curious
the
about them.
toe on these, but as far as Keens go, this is one of the better looking Keen boots I've seen.
yeah, I
Most
like,
of them have a lot
it's got
bigger
some
like
3M hits in there.
clown shoe toe,
Mhm.
and these really don't. Yeah, I'm not mad at these. These look like a super comfortable pair of hiking shoes.
I'm
hiking
sure
boots.
they're
that
great.
will
I
wear
just
out
can't identify
after
with
one
Keen.
season.
Well,
I don't like the name.
Well, funny you should say
You're
that.
not keen on Keen.
No.
I've got a pair of
I'm proud of
footwear
myself for that.
that I will be throwing out for the final round
All right, final round
of
of Boom
Boom.
Roasted.
Roasted.
and you guys better. I'm really putting the ball right on the tee here for
Okay,
you. Now,
okay.
what I will say is these came to me. I wanted to get a pair of these. I think I've said it to Nick on air or off. These came to me free when I bought my last motorcycle. And at first I was laughing. And then I was like, well, I have them. So I started wearing them. And I'm getting into it.
Are they whites?
I wish.
Ooh. Okay.
What are these?
Okay, I totally have a pair of these.
So
I
these
totally
are,
have these.
there are a couple different names for them. Some people call them engineer boots. Some people call
Yeah.
them linesman boots.
Who makes these?
That's a great question. These are not nice ones. So like these are, I think
I have the same ones.
I think it says still in like grease pen or grease pencil. It says like $89.99 on them or something like that. So a couple noteworthy things with this is they do not have a gusset for the top, so you can't tighten the cuff around your leg.
No.
Which the whole point of the strap around, like over the top of the vamp, I believe it's called, is that you're supposed to be able to. Usually, it's a buckle first and foremost, and you can tighten it down so that when you're walking through mud and you get like it doesn't pull the boot off of your foot. These do not have that at all. These are like basically slip-on shoes. They have no tightening mechanism, nothing, and the cuff at the top is gigantic. So it puts you in the question of like, okay, well, do my pants go in them?
Yeah,
and do I
think
look
you're
like
supposed to tuck your
total
pants in.
CHP leather daddy?
No, totally. This. So I have the exact same pair.
Yeah.
I think I have them in. I may
They
have.
probably won't fit because they're snug on me and they're 10s. Yeah.
So I have the same ones. I think mine are a little higher.
Uh-huh.
Same deal. I'm like, what do I do with my pants?
If they were even
do
taller.
I put them over or under?
No,
So you
dude,
tuck them in and you
These
feel like
fit
a
me
cop.
good. These fit
they?
like boots are supposed to fit.
Huh. They're kind of snug on me. Like
Snug.
they have pressure on my foot, but not to an uncomfortable degree.
That's how boots are supposed to fit. You'll break these in, and they'll be perfect.
And I'll be.
So
Well, I was gonna say swimming in them, but
I
Yeah,
rode mine once.
Yeah.
And I hated it. I hated the heel.
I
Because
love the
switching,
heel on that.
you like the heel?
I like
I
the
didn't
foot
like
peg.
when the heel
I like
hit.
the heel and the footbed. I like these boots. I've always liked
There's like the
engineer
little
boot
thing
style.
in there for your arch too, right? There's like a little air bubble.
No, I like that footbed.
Yeah, it's
Super
sick.
comfy.
Yeah, I have the same ones. I have the same. They're just taller.
Yeah.
They're seriously like a couple inches taller, and I hate them so much. And I should have just returned them immediately, but I
They look
didn't, and
good
I
on
forgot
me,
about
but
them. They
I
got
like 'em.
thrown into my closet, and I never returned them.
What I got to do is I have to I cuff pretty much all my
Are
pants.
they steel toed?
No, I can't imagine for.
Oh, it
$80.
looks like somebody's rode these.
Yeah, me.
Oh, you did?
Oh, I've been riding my motorcycle in these.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah. These are
Sick.
because when I got them, I was like, I'm gonna be like
Do
cold
you
day in
like?
hell.
Do you like when it hits the heel
Yeah,
on
100%.
the pegs?
On the peg,
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know.
Stops it from slipping off.
Okay.
I just jam it in there and then I'm just cruising. But yeah, the only thing that's tough about it is I certainly the first 2 days I wore them out when I wasn't on my motorcycle.
Yeah.
I was like, man, am I a fucking dickhead? I was like, am I the Portland boot guy right now who doesn't need to have boots but has them for some reason?
I just feel like a fucking leather daddy in them, and that's what's hard for me.
Well, you give off more leather daddy vibes than I do.
Yeah, I have more leather. I'm just like, I'm not old enough for this yet.
But also, I haven't worn them with my leather jacket. Well, either of my leather jackets, my fashion leather jacket or my riding leather jacket. And yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I've been running them.
I don't know. I think they're cool.
Man,
I've always thought this
Boom
is a
Roasted
cool.
really took a left on me.
I've always
know?
thought this is a cool style of boot. I like the engineer boot.
I really like I like this, and I wanted to like mine.
So-
I just hate how it feels like I'm walking in a high heel or some shit,
Yeah.
where my toes are just
These are
jamming
definitely gonna
into
be-
the front.
These are training wheels for me when it comes to these type of boots. Because
Yeah.
we've been talking about whites. We've been talking about
Wesco.
Wesco.
Nix is another brand. That's a guy that used to work for Whites.
A bunch of really high-end boot companies. And
Viberg. I'll
Viberg,
keep
yep.
them in mind.
You love them.
I do.
For me, I was like, I can't justify spending $400 or $500 on a pair of boots if I am gonna be embarrassed to wear them out. So I figure if I can cook in these things for a year, even if I beat the shit out of them, they get totally torn up by riding, all that shit. Then I can feel a little more justified going and buying a nicer
people
pair.
will be used to seeing you in those kind of boots. You're used to
Yeah,
wearing them.
I'm not I bought these expensive boots and now I feel foolish when I leave the house in them. It's no, man, I'm the shit.
Because these have the ankle protection. That's what this is for, right? It's supposed to help your ankle bones.
I
for when
think
you're
with
in a
all that shit,
crash.
it's so that style was not designed for motorcycle riding. And I think if
Was
that's
it?
true,
Yeah,
then
it's called the engineer boot. I think it was designed for somebody involved in trains. Like that kind of
Okay.
engineer, not like math dork engineer.
and when they call them linesmen, it's for guys that are running lines, like power lines and just
Yeah, yeah.
any really like what people think of when they're like, yeah, blue collar, working hard, like da 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 da, that type of shit. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Escaped relatively unroasted. I appreciate you guys for that. We are definitely going a little long on this episode. We got some stuff we got to cut out, but we'll take care of that in the post. This has been Size 10, episode something or other?
78.
78. We're getting up there, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to check out some of our older episodes, you can find us on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, and all of the other places where you can really find podcasts. I haven't been throwing them a lot of love, but you sickos out there that are, I don't know, on
Stitcher,
Radio, Bob's Discount Podcast site, anything like that. You can find those other 77 episodes and catch up for 78. We have new full episodes that are coming out every Wednesday, and we also have our off-topic episodes that are coming out on Friday, so make sure you're subscribed for both of those. You can follow us on social. That's at Size 10 Podcast on both Instagram and Twitter. Hit those for those polls that we're going to have about the Get It or Forget It. And last but not least, if you like hearing these boys on the mics, come out to Funhouse Lounge every Thursday here in Portland, Oregon for guest spot to see 10 of the local comedians, 10 of the best local comedians come up on stage, do a couple minutes each. It's a good time. Beat the Portland hibernation and join us out at Funhouse Lounge Thursday nights. Anything else, boys?
No, that's it.
All right. We'll check in with you on Friday or next week. Take it easy, folks.
Bye.